Hey guys, I'm Rosie Dannon and I write romantic comedies about millennial misadventures for Berkeley Romance. This is my second 2-minute tip about pitching. If you haven't already, I recommend starting with my first tip, which was all about log lines, which is a perfect foundation for any kind of pitch. This video in particular is going to talk about pitching in in-person environments. And then if you like that and you're interested, you can check out the last video, which is going to talk about pitching online. So when we're talking about in-person environments, we're talking about industry events, networking opportunities, or standing in line at Starbucks and realizing the agent of your dreams is right behind you. So we want you to be ready for that. And so what I recommend is 3 tips that hopefully will make it easier for you to get over any anxiety you have about pitching in person. The first thing I want you to do is think about what we call a back cover copy model. And so what that means is check out some of your favorite romance novels in your subcategory. And you'll see that a lot of them on the back cover follow a really consistent framework, which is they introduce the main character in the first paragraph. They introduce the love interest in the second paragraph, and then they use 1 to 2 sentences to tie it all together, show what they're going to have to overcome in their love story. Now, each of those paragraphs probably starts out by saying, here's where the character has been historically, here's their previous way of life, here's what's changed, what they're going to have to overcome as they fall in love, and what brings those 2 characters together. So try that out. It's a good model for writing out what your pitch can be, and then you can kind of play with it a little bit as needed. So once you have that written down, I want to talk about something called the memorization cycle, which basically means you write it, you memorize it, and then a lot of people stop there, and the problem is that they become pretty robotic. So when you memorize something, you lose a lot of inflection, you lose a lot of emphasis on the language that can make it really interesting for an audience. So what I want you to do is go 1 step further from memorization into a performance model. And what I mean about that is adding back in things like inflection. So are there certain words that you really want to hit that, emphasize a particular part of the story? Is there a way to use volume? So a trick is to kind of get softer as you're engaging someone, and then they're kind of leaning in, and it's a really cool way to create a connection on maybe the most engaging part of your pitch. The other thing you can do is use body language. So if I'm pitching in person, I am going to use kind of like playful, fun language to kind of convey the tone of my romantic comedy. So when I hit the line, Josh Darling is the man that Cosmopolitan calls catnip for millennial women, I tend to do a little like flirty head nod, occasionally a shoulder shimmy if it comes over me. And yeah, all of those things really bring to life not only my story, but my personal brand and what they can expect when they read my work. And that's really important because you want to show not just one story, but who you are as a writer. Okay, I'm over my time, but hopefully you found this worthwhile and you'll check out our last video in this series. Thanks, bye.